Microphone check. 1 2 1 2. What up, family? It's your girl, JustPatrice. Live with JustPatrice in the building. Welcome to Mondays, baby. We about to get it in. Today is going to be a very heavy topic, so I'm not gonna come to you with no crazy pretend, big hype, good cheerful energy. My spirit is really heavy today. My energy is like really um I don't know, all over the place. So it's going to be a really emotional day. And it's some things I want to talk to y'all about. But of course, before we get into there, we want to cross our T's and dot our I's and make sure that you know that if you are listening to the show, you got to be tuned into blowradio.com 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Where else could you possibly want to be than to be here with us? And we're glad to have you in the building for shiggity. So make sure that you share the video if you are watching on the social media, if you are watching on Facebook, if you are watching on YouTube, invite your friends over. Go and tag the peoples and let them come in and we're gonna have this good conversation today. I got some heavy stuff to talk about. We are going to discuss the ins and out of some things that people always shy away from. We throw it under the table and pretend like it don't exist. But today we're gonna look at that in the face and we're gonna call it what it is. So make sure you get your people in deck on deck. I see my homegirl, my sister friend, Freebie has joined the conversation. Freebird is in the building. Lorena Stara Marie is in the building. Glad to have you joining the conversation today as well, sis. Make sure y'all share the video. Get people in the video, get people into this conversation. I'm gonna take another minute or two while I'm getting y'all in. Diana Villarreal's in the building. What's good, mama? How y'all doing? Glad to have you joining the conversation as well. Make sure y'all let people know we're gonna talk about it today. People think it's like the black language. When I say black, I don't mean not race, but I mean like the unspoken, the shameful stuff that people want to talk about. The shame, the one that we talk about that we don't talk about. We just whisper that it exists, but we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna look it in the face today. We're gonna call it what it is, and we're gonna do what we can to make it not such a grand detriment to our community. And we're gonna do our part today. We're gonna have those conversations, and we're gonna have that conversation today. Make sure you share this video. Make sure you invite your friends on. We are going to talk about it, and we're gonna talk about it. I mean, it's gonna get ugly, so we're gonna talk about it. Go on and grab your tissues, grab somebody close to you. You may need somebody to be with you when you're having this conversation, or you're listening to it. If you are in work, put your headphones on, grab you a box of tissue. Just know that you might lose a little focus because we're going to talk about it. And when I tell you we're going to be candid, I plan to be very candid. I plan to not hold any punches, and we're going to go for the gusto because I feel like I almost didn't do the show today because I kept saying, why do I only want to talk about this? Why is it, man, I shouldn't, I'm tired of having to come on and address this issue, not tired in a negative way, but like it's and the people really getting it. Like, am I talking and having this conversation? Like, why are we talking about this again? Shouts out to my homeboy, my brother JP Hinton is in the building. Glad to have you joining the conversation as well. I'm gonna invite y'all to share the video again. I'm gonna tell y'all, tap in to have some folks come tap in because I want to have the conversation, and the more of y'all that I get involved, the better. And I want to be candid. I want to be painstakingly truthful about this topic. I want to be able to, tear down some of the stigmas that come along with it and address it like in the face of the face. People always, it's like such a shameful thing. Well, I don't want to tell nobody. I don't want to say this. I don't want, baby, you could be saving a life talking about this. You could be letting somebody know that they are not alone addressing this topic. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. And let's not anymore take the moments to keep, like, it's all this, it's so many other things that y'all can blacklist. You get what I'm saying? Y'all, when they blacklist incest. You know what I'm saying? They blacklisting molestation and physical assault, and we blacklisting all the wrong things. Don't talk about, don't tell nobody. Tell them. But today we are going to talk about the green demon. That's what I call it. I call it the green demon. We're going to talk about it, and I invite you to share your stories. I invite you to, of course, call in. I invite you to understand and be prepared for some sensitivities that may be discussed today, and that to remind you that you are not alone, that we are here and we are here together. And just as I've been reminded that I am not alone, and that we are here and that we are here together. And it's got to be talked about. And it's always such, let me just make sure y'all on deck. If you're watching on Facebook, you got to be tuned into my Facebook page. Shout out if you're on the blowradio.com page. Shout out to you if you are logged into my personal page directly. I know, like, what we talking about? It's in the video post. It's in this post as well. I want to address it. I think it's necessary. It is time to look it in the face and call it what it is. We are going to look dead in the face of mental illness. We are going to look suicide in the eyes. We are going to look depression in the face, and we are going to address some of those issues collectively, just enough to encourage you. Please, please make the phone call. Please seek the assistance that you are in need of. And for those of you and us who are shaming and putting putting such a negative stigma on people who want to share share that they're in this sunken darkened space, and you make them feel like they can't, shame on you. How the hell are they supposed to get out? If they can, they clearly cannot get out themselves. They're trying to tell somebody. Everybody don't want to just be want to be what's the call I'm looking for? People who share that they're depressed, people who share that they are dealing with suicide, people who share that they are battling mental illness. They not doing it because they want somebody to be on deck. Thank you. I'm appreciate that. Thank you. They not doing it because they looking for attention. Like people hide that. Do you understand? Like people laugh and skin and grin with you, and they kick it with you because they hide the other part, because you spend so much time telling them, "Oh, here they go with that again. Oh my God, you so depressed. You always down. Don't nobody." So they pretend, and we are killing our friends, y'all. We are providing opportunities. We are giving the thumbs up for our friends and our families to opt out, to opt into leaving here. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we got to stop. We got to do better. And I want to talk about it today. Oh, it's gonna be emotional. I'm gonna cry a lot today. So y'all get ready. Grab y'all tissues. If y'all can't stand to see no crying, you don't want to see nothing emotional, you want to think all serious and hard, then this ain't the show today. I'm gonna take a lot of deep breaths. And I'm going to try to gather myself as much as I can. We spend too much time ridiculing, picking on. Side note, I was having a conversation with a gentleman today, not this past week, and we were talking about how to help our children. And this gentleman was so hell bent on making sure children had access to money so that they can get their hair cut, so that other kids wouldn't make fun of them. I get that. Like, but I was trying to get him to understand, like, that's like it's a whole factor that we missing though, sir. Let's look at it for what it is. Like, we are teaching our children that being like they have to, we invest collectively as a community, as a people, so much into what we look like, that all the other staples in our life are desolate. Like, your house be tore up, your crib be jacked up, you don't have no good car, your credit be messed up, you don't got food, but you got on all the dopest gear just so somebody don't rib you, and you think that that's okay. Like, this is what we teaching our children. Like, look good though, so can't nobody rib you. How about we teach our children to stop picking on the other kids? How about not the other kids, but stop making fun of? And then he mentioned, he said, and I quote, um, he said, I mean, as adults, people still doing, you gotta look good to go somewhere. I second, all of those children have been like, nobody grew up. When all you do, especially in our community, is if you gotta look good to be out in the public, and nobody, yo shit ain't together, fam, your priorities are so skewed, so jacked up, and broken. Like, and we high five that. Like, we are condoning that activity and those behaviors. Those, it seemed like something small. Well, you just gotta grow up and not care. It's not that you gotta grow up and not care. You have to learn as a child, as a young person, to reprioritize that. Like, otherwise, you grow into an adult that think that that's the only thing. You got to have the best of the best and the fly. That shit don't matter. It's not that it don't matter in 5, 10 years. It never mattered. Do you understand what I'm saying? All these other kids need is not what you have on. They want to be respected. Respect don't come from your fucking clothes. They want to be loved. They want to be honored. They want to be treated with kindness. That's parenting, fam. Love, respected, and treated with kindness first happens in the home. You don't even meet nobody else until you step away from your parents. And if you can't get that part, we talking way like baby, infantile. You feel me? Babies. We don't even get to teenage years. We don't get there. Hey, Lisa, how you doing, mama? We don't even get there. Do you understand what I'm saying? We don't even get there, let alone a wardrobe. He even mentioned, well, you're not a guy. It's different for guys and women. I said, no, son, you are still hurt and dealing with the trauma that come along, that has come along with that. And you haven't grown up in the hill. You like 30 something and still dealing with the, I gotta look good. Otherwise, so I don't feel some kind of way on in public. Fuck the public. How do you feel in yourself? How do you feel in yourself? You understand what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know what that looks like for you, but what I'm trying to tell you, what it don't look like up in here, it's so many layers. It's so many layers. Bullies raise bullies until they are bullied and they grow up and learn. And it's just such a terrible cycle. It's such a terrible cycle of brokenness and how we just don't like ourselves. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and it's just so much to talk about, so many things to unpeel. And I know it ain't just me. I know it's not just me, and I know it's not just the people that I know and love. I know a whole lot of people. Mm. Oh my God. I know too many people who are battling identity crisis well beyond their 20s. Like, you in your 30s and you still hurting because somebody ribbed you as a kid. You're in your 40s and you're still hurting because the love that you are receiving, the cycle of love that you are getting, like, and it's like y'all, like, and it's so many people, like, y'all condone that shit. Oh my God, I almost didn't do today's show. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Y'all condone ridiculing people for being emotional. You condone ridiculing people for being broken and weak. You condone it. You laugh, you joke, you make fun of men who are emotional, men who share their experiences, men who were hurt. Like, they can't, especially in our community, especially as Black people. Like, we've been through so much, and we don't even allow ourselves. Woo. Let me just settle into some of this emotion I got. It's so much. It's overtaking me right now. Just give me a second. I am out of breath that I'm so overwhelmed with emotion. Like, as a people, as a culture, a community, as a people, we so quick to talk about how what we've gone through um in slavery, and how we were mistreated, and how the man is doing this, and the man got us going this, and the government got us fucked up about this, and treating us as that. We treat each other worse, way worse. It's like somebody outside picked on you, and you do everybody mad because somebody outside picked on you or did something to you. But the people in the house that you live in are doing that and or worse. How does that make any sense? Like, and I know I'm preaching to the choir. Because most of my audience is going to be like, well, I agree, I understand. But what I'm saying is, we have been picked on as a community, as a people, all of our existence. The majority of our existence. And how dare we continue to do it even in home, like in house? In house. As a woman, I should be able to tell my man, babe, I am not well. And not for you to just pass me off as oh, you just tripping because you a girl, you got feelings too. You got feelings too. So you don't get to pretend that your feelings don't exist, that you are so out of control and out of whack of your own emotions that you don't know how to engage or structure anything. Nothing. So if I'm hurt or I'm broken or something happened to me, who do I go to for comfort? Because dealing with me emotionally is too much for you. Who do I go to for comfort, black man? What? None of that is your job. Man to man. Who do y'all go to for comfort? Y'all rip the shit out of each other about everything, to the point where the logic in some of y'all men don't do that. Men don't cry. Men don't have emotions. Men don't. That's the dumbest shit ever. You a whole human with the same chemical makeup minus a chromosome or two of the woman. How dare you assume that you don't have no feelings, no emotions, and you're not supposed to do nothing with that shit? You got it. So you got to wait till you old to be comfortable in your emotions? Are you opted in, like you grew up feeling trashy and you taught your children to grow up feel trashy too about those feelings? You didn't at one time take the thoughts to say, you know what, I'm gonna teach my son, I'm gonna teach my daughter that this is not how. You don't have to feel bad about these emotions. You don't have to feel ashamed. You don't know, none of y'all. And don't tell me that when you teach people what you know when this shit is wrong, fam. You opt out because it's easier. Today I'm not having. I'm taking off all my gloves. Okay, it's my opinion. You don't gotta agree with me. As a matter of fact, you don't have to. You don't gotta like nothing I'm saying. It's my show. It's my opinion. Facts. But you know when something didn't feel right to you. And just because something happened to you that you didn't agree with and you didn't like and you knew something was wrong, you would allow that to happen to your children? You would teach your children to do the same thing. How could you? When you stand in the mirror and you look at yourself, you don't feel no kind of way when you look at your daughter and she don't love her body. When you look at your son and he don't feel up to par. Instead, you rib them and you make them feel broken and less than. And you spend your days and your hours getting caught up in social acceptance whatever the media or the entertainment world, you'd rather that as your judgment? You'd rather that be your standard of acceptance when you know better. It's different when you don't know better. Some people are inadequately what's the word I'm looking for? I'm trying to use the right way. Some people just messed up in the mind. Okay, F all the political correctnesses. Some people is just effed up in their mind so bad that they really just don't know the difference between right from wrong. But that ain't 90% of us, fam. It ain't 90% of us. You understand what I'm saying? It's less than 20% of people who are engaged in a lack of mental capacity that they are unable. Less than that. That means the rest of y'all don't got no damn excuse. You lazy and you selfish, you inconsiderate, thoughtless that you would raise your children to be that way as well. And I know here I come. My opinion is not popular. I don't care today. People are dying, like ending their lives. And we might be like, oh, they weak, or they were cowards, or they were broken. You get what I'm saying? And they couldn't hack it. You're right. If everything and everybody you loved was against you in your mind, and every time you try to tell somebody, this is how I'm feeling, you got shunned, turned to drugs, or ignored, what the fuck else do you have? Could you imagine? Could you imagine being a celebrity? Everybody already in your business. Not a little bitty offset celebrity, but like top notch celebrity. Living his life in the you know, cause y'all nosy. Y'all meaning the regular everyday people. Nosy. Gotta know all the details, all the stuff for the stuff to everybody else's life, because your life, why would you pay attention to your life instead of everybody else's life? You spend so much time focusing on other people's lives. You're so nosy, digging, trying to pick apart, knowing something that everything else that somebody else is doing, and your son commits suicide, and now it's all over the world. Not that you be embarrassed, but now you have to grieve and mourn, quote unquote, according to other people's expectations. The fuck out of here. It's hard enough to grieve and mourn in a private in home when without cameras and news reporters and fans at your door. And then some of you are saying, well, I mean, well, what would make you do that? What would make you do that? He a whole regular person. And they got a whole other regular people agenda going on in his life that made him not happy. And he felt like he didn't have any other options, obviously. Not an accidental suicide, like people who get high and off on drugs and then mess up, be like, damn, I took too much. But there are some people who are tired of arguing with their children, who are tired of fighting with their moms and their sisters and their uncles and their baby daddies or their baby mamas. And there are people who are tired of trying to prove to somebody all the time, trying to explain to somebody all the time. And they don't have anybody where they feel like they don't have anything or anywhere to go. And so they opt out. Mm. Could you imagine being in the room with yourself, because ain't nobody there, of course, when you make this decision, and you saying to yourself, you say, self, I'm tired of this shit. It ain't even gonna matter no way. I'm gonna be gone, and they still gonna do that shit. But at least I don't gotta be bothered with it, right? And you say, self, how do we make sure this I don't fuck this up? Because if I mess up, you know what I'm saying? And then what if I mess up and then now I got brain damage and I got to live like that and I don't want to do that. Okay. So which choice do I make? Which choice do I make? Let me see. How do I get out of here instead of having to deal with y'all and have to put up with y'all attitudes and all the neglect and all the verbal assault and all the physical assault and the loneliness of this life? What do I do? What do I do? You say, self, I'm hurting and I just wanted to stop. And then you know what? You should probably take a couple pills. It's probably the easiest way to do it. But then you gotta make sure, because if you mess up and then you give yourself brain dead or you make yourself messed up and trying to mess up, you make sure, so you take all the pills and you take them all. And you take them all. And then once you've taken them and you get ready to lay down and you go to sleep and you remember, damn, I took all those pills and there's nothing I can do now because I can't change my mind. I can't stop it. Fuck it. Can you imagine the thought process that happens in that moment when you realize you can't take it back? Because there's a moment. And when you load the gun, and that's why you see, and they show the pictures, and when you watch video and they do reenactments of suicide attempts or suicides by firearm. That's why they do it, and they just do it because there's a moment that happens, that pause that happens right before, and you be like, am I sure? And then you be like, fuck it, do it. Pow. Because if you don't, at that's then you stopped again. It's like that's that moment. It's a quick hot second. Now you be like, damn, then it's over, right? It's kind of like the first time you jumped in the water, except you get to come back up for air. Or you take enough pills, right? I'm gonna take all of these. I'm gonna take all of these. And then you lay down and be like, damn, I took all these pills. And then I can do now, and I can do if I call somebody, tell somebody, what thinking what's gonna happen, what's gonna happen, what's gonna happen. How do I deal? Am I willing to deal with what's gonna come after that? What do I do? What do I do? Fuck it. Let me just lay down and I'm gonna just go to sleep. And then they go. Somebody is dealing with that every day. Multiple people, multiple times during a 60-minute, a 60-second moment. Multiple people. Some of them are your children. Some of them are your friends. Some people you skin and grin with every day. Every day. You know, that's they talk that saying, they say, um, you never know what nobody's going through. Be kind to people. And then you automatically apply it to yourself. Never know what you're going through. Yeah, nobody know what I'm going through, so they should be kind to me. How often are you kind to others? How much thought do you put into how you treat people when you leave your house? Or shit, how do you treat the people in your house when you wake up? I need a minute. Hold on, y'all. And when you wake up every morning, you get out the bed and you text whoever you text good morning, or you say good morning to the people in your home, or you don't because you're having a shitty day. Like this, what I be trying to explain to people. On, I move on purpose because tomorrow is definitely not promised. Any moment. Do you know how many friends of mine have lost their parents? I'm I'm I can't even type. Mm, mm, I'm sorry for your loss anymore. I can't even type. My condolences to you and your family is auto text on my phone, y'all. Friend, you need me to come by? What you need? Auto text on my phone. And here I am with both my mom and my dad still alive by the grace of the Most High. So every day I'm thankful. Every moment I appreciate those times, even when Lord knows if y'all know Teresa, baby. Even when I be like, okay, mom, and be like, what? Are you kidding? Straight up. But even then, I gather all of myself and I put a whole super duper check-in on myself and I grasp from the soul of understanding and I be like, you know what? So what? It'll be another moment. Let's just have this moment and figure out what we need to do to get through this moment. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? Nobody is perfect. Let's figure out what we need to do to get through this moment. You understand what I'm saying? Like that's the way I think. It's all right. Let's just try to figure out how to get through it. Because why? Because that could be our last moment. That could be our last lap. And I'd be damned if I or she leave this earth and the last thing, a last exchange of energy and last exchange of love, of talking, anything that I have, my mom was anything negative. The devil was a lie. The devil was a lie. No matter how much she know I love her, I know she love me. That's not even the last thing she will always hear from me is "I love you" in its most genuine and purest face. You understand? And then when I walk away from each of you, when I engage you or disengage you, you will never, never hear me f you because I can't leave like that because tomorrow may not come, especially if I love you. The devil's a lie. You might be mad, you may be in an ugly space, but baby, it won't be me. It'll always be love. It'll always, and I know that's not even possible to you. I get mad, my feelings get hurt, but I choose to engage you in love. I choose to listen, to be honest, to be patient. No matter, and some of y'all get on my last motherfucking nerves. I ain't gonna even lie. And that's I'm sure me and all of my Christmas lights and really way of thinking and oh the glass is half full and all that bothers some people. They not been told. And you always look, you keep your pessimistic ass over there. I've had these conversations and I'd rather you be mad and frustrated because I'm always thinking optimistically. I will not live in your negative space. Now, if you are too far gone and really not being realistic, we're gonna look at the situation realistically. We're gonna engage the thoughts that like this shit is possible, and we're gonna look at the stuff that the ins and outs of what it could be for real. But we still gonna do it in love. We still gonna do it with the optimistic outcome. How can we? Or well, we're just gonna enjoy the moment, but we're not gonna lie to ourselves about what it is. That part. You understand what I'm saying? Like there are friends and family that you have. Your could be your children, could be your coworkers, could be someone you lay with every day that dread waking up. Dread be like, fuck, I'm still here. And then look at you and then lay there and don't say nothing. And then they put their face on, they roll over and they grab their face out of the nightstand. They grab their pretend their we can do it and they put it on and they roll. And they roll. And you never know it because you never ask, because you don't even look. Like for real, you look at them and you be like, "Oh, they straight," and you just keep going. Know your family, know your friends, know your children. Look at their habits. When something is changing, be cautious, be conscious of the shit. Be attentive. I mean, for people that you care about. I mean, if you don't care, then I mean, you don't care. But care. Look for people that you care about. If all of a sudden you see somebody and they fresh to death, and then all of a sudden they not fresh to death all the time, that don't raise a red flag for you. If all of a sudden your friends is eating healthy and crispy and everything, then all of a sudden all they doing is binge eating, then nobody pays attention to that. Are you just, oh girl, I thought you was in it. Well, you can't say nothing to people about it. Don't you, even if you don't say nothing, be on deck. Notice, but be on deck. When you see them type of changes, you're a human. You a person. You know what it's like to all of a sudden be one way and then feel differently than other. Don't tell me you ain't never felt differently. Switch. Your switch might be different. It may have been responded, but you may have responded different. When somebody's life changes dramatically, even if it's just for a moment, baby, they not okay. Everybody don't bounce back though. You got to be mindful. And I know, well, if they feel some kind of way, they should be able to tell. Everybody is not comfortable telling you because you ain't easy to talk to, G. Everybody can't come to you like you think. You're not as understanding as you would like to be. Your sidebar, your quick eye. I know because my face be like this all the time. I be like, oh no, that's not what I meant. And then I have to explain it all the time. I catch myself. But let me tell you what you'll never question. We talking about it today though. We are talking about it today. How are you making yourself available to those friends and families? Oh, even better yet, and here we go in the top of the 2 o'clock hour. What if it's you? What if you are the friend and or family member and or child and or lover, significant other, spouse? I wake up every morning and dread to wake up out of the bed. What if it's you? How do you tell somebody? Who do you tell? Where do you go? Where do you start? I don't know. Nobody wants that. I'm gonna say this again. Nobody wants to wake up brokenhearted every day, feeling lost and desolate every day. Nobody wants to feel like they don't have nothing and nobody. Nobody wants that. And for those of you who feel like you ain't never been so far down in a hole that you don't know how to move past that, good for you. But don't you dare look at nobody else who is and tell them, well, you should just get up. Because getting up ain't that easy, yo. Well, everything ain't that bad. I mean, you just be making everything out to be so much. You be and then the side eye and the little swinged up face and the sound in your voice and a little disgust. Don't nobody want to hear that when they broken. Shut your mouth. When somebody is hurting, nobody want to hear how you disgusted that I'm hurt. You can just shut your face. Straight up. Don't make no faces at me. I'd rather you look me dead in the face and say I'm unavailable emotionally to support that. I know you need something and I don't have the ability to give it to you. Be that person. Oh man, you need to get over that shit. That's not the same thing as, hey, I know you need something and I don't have what you need. I don't have the ability. I would love to be able to. Let me try to help you. You understand what I'm trying to quit playing games. It's time to draw the line in the sand, fam. There are people dying. It ain't new, but I'm tired of losing people to suicide. I don't want to lose anybody else who opted out. You understand? Great afternoon, Kiva. Kiva also said, JP hinted. Let me see if I can get it to show. In 1 second. JP, you ain't lying. That's why I make it my business to let that parent and child know that as long as your baby bullying minds, I'm going to bully your ass. We're going to stop this shit one way or another. Guess what? That happens to my child when she was in the third grade. And today, this very time, that child sees my child. She's acknowledging her with peace. That's all I'm trying to explain. And I try to explain to people that I know our parenting skills is there's no manual. There's no manual to parenting. I get it. But some habits are innate. Like, but I believe it or not, hatred, jealousy, resentment, all the negative things, that's the stuff you learned. Oh, this so messed up, like so messed up. Like you learned all of those things. Somebody, oh my God. Somebody taught you. Ooh, that hurts. Does even just have to say that out loud. Somebody had the audacity to teach you disdain, to teach you to be unappreciative, to teach you neglect, to teach you like the because naturally we are loving. Naturally, that's it's an innate response. We need that. So we are loving. And something happened to teach you to not be that. Oh my gosh. Great afternoon, Sharina. Nice to have you join the conversation. Um, Something happened that taught you to be hostile, to be angry. You understand what I'm saying? Like, because that's not what you know. Like innately when you are born, you don't even know that. And as you get older, you understand what I'm saying? That we experiences take place and they they teach you these things. You might watch somebody else do it, or it happened. Something happened to you, and it showed you this other emotion. Like we don't even know those things. The saddest part about all of that is people say, well, there are phone calls you can make. You can call the 800 number, which I have available. because it's legitimate. You get what I'm saying? We're talking about having somebody to talk to you that's not judging you, that's available, and it's so crazy. I'm gonna even go here before I even go there and give out the number and address that as a point. There are people who go to work and are counselors to other people. Listen to these stories, take all this information in, offer them guidance and support and love and understanding, and then go home and treat their family like shit. And are guarded and hostile. Like, it's crazy. Like, how do you be? How are you a counselor to somebody else? And then a terrible person in the street, terrible person at home. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and I'm using it as an example. I'm because that I'm using it as an example to understand it's a choice. Like, something or someone or somewhere. Like, history breaking. Miss America jumped from a building in New York. 30 years old. Why? Jumped from a building in New York, nigga. Not a I'm gonna take some pills and go to sleep. Not I'm gonna do the drugs and overdose myself. I'm going to jump from a building and so I can see it coming. Not I'm gonna shoot myself. Do you understand? And make it and like, do you understand? I'm going to jump from a building. Oh my gosh. Mm, mm, mm. I'm not Miss America. I'm sorry, Miss USA, former Miss USA, Chelsea Christ. Unbelievable. On Sunday, yesterday. It happened yesterday. I just want to get it right. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to. Former Miss USA, 30 years old, and they're calling it a suicide. So I'm going to acknowledge it for that. I mean, if it's something else comes up, then we'll address it as something else. She was also let me see, which network was she working with? Extra. She also worked on Extra. Okay, damn. Is this what we doing? Let me read this really quick, really quick. I'm gonna try to find this part real quick. I want to read this so I can and read this part so y'all understand where I'm going with this. Come on, little link, open up. Listen to this, y'all.
You maybe saw this shocking news last night or woke up to it this morning, the tragic death of former Miss USA and Extra correspondent Chesley Chris, who died by apparent suicide Sunday morning. We're going to check in with our Dr. Ashton in just a moment to tell you about warning signs and also help for family members who may have lost someone to suicide. But right now, let's check in with ABC News Live anchor Lindsay Davis with the story. Lindsay, good morning to you.
Hey, good morning. This is a tough one, TJ. This is a young woman who showed so much promise, multiple degrees, a beauty pageant winner from a big family in North Carolina, who not only worked on Extra TV, but also worked at a law firm on behalf of prisoners to get them reduced punishments. And she did that for free. But often we just don't know what people are dealing with personally. And yesterday morning, she reportedly got up and decided to end it all, jumping to her death from a Manhattan apartment building. North Carolina.
They're showing more details. Hold on, y'all.
Shock and sorrow after the death of former Miss USA Chesley Christ, the 30-year-old apparently dying by suicide. Her devastated family writing in a statement, her great light was one that inspired others around the world with her beauty and strength. She cared, she loved, she laughed, and she shined. Just hours before her death, This photo was posted to Chris' Instagram with the caption, "May this day bring you rest and peace." Chris, a highly accomplished attorney with a master's in business from Wake Forest University, represented North Carolina in the Miss USA pageant, crowned the top title in 2019.
Mine is the first generation to have that forward-looking mindset that has inclusivity, diversity, and strength and empowered women.
She appeared on GMA to celebrate a historic win for Black women in the top 4 pageants that year.
I think there are times where I am disappointed because people will sometimes comment on our social media and they'll say, "Why are we talking about your race? Like, you guys are just 4 amazing women." I'm like, but there was a time when we literally could not win.
She then competed in the Miss Universe competition, placing in the top 10, and went on to be a correspondent on Extra, the entertainment show, issuing a statement saying, "Our hearts are broken. Chesley was not just a vital part of our show, she was a beloved part of our Extra family and touched the entire staff. Our deepest condolences to all of her family and friends." Chesley Christ was 30 years old.
Okay, I'm gonna just pause it right there because what I'm saying is, so we listen to how wonderfully everybody is speaking about her, how and encouraging and enlightening all the messages are. Oh, she was wonderful, how the great this and great that, and baby, and still she opted to, as the core news correspondent said, end it all. Like, you decided to jump from a building in New York, Manhattan. I'm sorry. Jeez, we just never know what somebody is dealing with. Like, how do we miss these signs? How? Like, I mean, look at your friends and your family. Pay attention. Like, we'll talk about if you're the person. But if you have a friend or a family or your child or your significant other or shit, a coworker, somebody you work with and you see all the time, and you notice some changes in them, notice. You notice stuff. We notice things that we don't think that we notice. All of a sudden our clothes are changing. What their eating habits are different. Sometimes their body odors change. You might look at them and it may seem like nothing, but if you know them, you can tell the difference in a person's smile, in the way that they keep themselves, in the way that they're engaging. Like, you can tell all of these things. You understand? Like, you can see it. And I'll be the first person to tell you, if you don't take care of yourself, you cannot be available to and for anyone else. I'm the first person to tell you these things because I know personally and firsthand what it's like to not be well emotionally, to not be well mentally, spiritually, and or physically. I know what it's like firsthand, and I also know how many people depend on me to be in this place, to be all right. I know how many people depend on that. I also understand very clearly, when I'm not right, there's no way possible for me to be 110% for you. It's not. It's just not. And I want you to pause. I'm pausing because I need you to process that. When you are not okay, you can't be good for your friends and your family. You can't get to work and give your best on your job. You can't show up and say, "Look, and she just did all these things and nobody." She, at some point in time, her best. Here's the thing: when you always give 130, no one noticed when you just giving 100. I'm going to say that again for you one time. When you always give 130, no one will notice when you only give 100 unless they know you. You understand what I'm saying? Because 130, 100, oh, it's still good. It's still great. Hmm. Hmm. when you give all of you plus a third, if all you start giving is all of you, they don't even know that the third ain't there no more. They do, but they don't, because they still be satisfied, because they still get everything and all the stuff that they want. But I implore you, when you are down, when you are hurting, when you are absent in part, when you are broken, the list can go on. When you are not at your peak, even if you are less than half of that, I don't care if you in 90 and you used to being at 100. You hear what I'm saying? If you are anything less than off, if you are off, I don't care if it's by 3%, because if you don't catch it at 3, if you don't catch it at 3%, before you know it, it'll be 5%, then 10%, then 20%. Do you understand what I'm saying? And then 60%. And then all of a sudden, you are completely upside down and nobody noticed. Not even you. We make fun of in our community. We rib mental illness. We make it so that our friends and families and our loved ones can't say that hurt my feelings. Because we got you, man, you got to buck up, be strong. You got to handle. We make it so that our significant others, especially the men in our community, we make it so they can't even say, "They don't talk to me like that. I ain't like that. That made me feel some kind of way." Ah, you being all soft, girl. Shut your mouth. You make it so your boy can't even tell you, "Hey, man, I ain't like that shit, bro." Oh man, you think you just being soft? That's how we talk to each other. I'm like, I sit and I watch and I listen. I'm like, don't. Why do you talk to him like that? And that's a guy thing. That's not a guy thing. That's a terrible person thing. It's awful. It's awful. It's awful. That's why this men is out here beating up on their girlfriends, because they can't express themselves emotionally. They out here beating up on themselves, doing drugs, getting lost. You get what I'm saying? Don't even know what real emotions are sorted out, because they can't even grasp that, because they don't have nobody to talk to about them shits. Because everybody ribbing, everybody making fun of, everybody taking the things that are serious. Why you gotta be old for that to be something serious? Why you gotta be old? Oh, when I was a young man, I wish I had listened to this. Shut your ass up, fam. I know it happens often, JP. It happens too often. The expectation, and we can just address this really quickly. The emotional capacity of men and the expectation of that is so sad. It's such a terrible misappropriated situation in our community. It's terrible. Men are people. They eat, they sleep, they go to the bathroom. No different than anybody else. Responsibilities may vary, and men or women are not the same per se, but we are not too far different when it comes to humanity and what we are made of. Chemical makeup, emotions, all these is crazy things. Feelings, you got nerve endings, you got all of these things, man. When you was a baby, you came to this earth, somebody slapped your ass, you cried the same exact way. And then we are taught, brought up, learn it differently to engage for different responsibilities in life. Like, we need you to be able to do this in this society. We need you to be able to do this in this society. So we'll teach you this. We'll structure you this way. We'll bend you this way. But what we don't never do is teach them how to be emotionally responsible. They're not learning that. Not even to each other, though. Not even to each other. It's sad. It's heartbreaking to watch, like, and that, this is how dudes do. That's just how dudes do. And y'all out here emotionally all messed up, but that's just how dudes do. Who accept that? I don't want to accept that. Like, I don't want to be in a relationship with somebody who can't say, I see you're hurting, honey, and at least be able to say, I don't know how to deal with that, but I would like to help you. To be able to say to his friend, his guy, his bro, man, bro, I know that's a tough situation. How can I be available to help you without, one, being accused of homosexuality and or emasculated behavior and or you know what I'm saying, a disappropriation of emotions. It's so many terrible things. Like, men aren't allowed to feel or think or be guarded. You don't even, like, and I try to tell all of my guy friends, every last one of them, hey, you don't gotta be that with me. You don't gotta be. Now we laugh and joke and whatever. But when I see it, I'm on it. Hey, I see you. And when we gotta go into details if he don't want to, but I want to. Hey, I see you. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all women is looking at y'all men who happen to be some of my guy friends and be like, "Oh, what's wrong with you? Why are you acting like that?" Bitch. Hey, I see you. It's good. Try it. Try it. Try it. He having a situation he's trying to deal with his emotions. He needs some assistance. How about get on your job? Your job as his partner. Oh, I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of it. We got to do better, y'all. We have to do better in these cases. We are dying because the mental illness. Like, we are unable to communicate. We are unable to build. And this is not a popular opinion. It's popular amongst people who know better, but it's some people who condone this type of behavior because that's just how it is. And you're the reason why we're so fucked up. Thank you very much, sir and ma'am. You are the reason why we cannot move forward, why we cannot grow emotionally. You are the reason that you are perpetuating that, and you want to bring that into our children. You want to bring that into these other generations. I will not help you. I will not. I will not authorize that type of behavior. I will not co-sign it. It is not JustPatrice approved. I'm not playing games with that at all. Men cry. Men hurt. Don't nobody care what you got on, fam. There's like all these things that you teaching your children to care. Nobody care about these clothes. You can't eat. You ain't got no food in your house. Y'all eating sugar sandwiches, but you got on the new Jordans and the little pants that's got the bird and the lights and stuff on the flowers or whatever, the really shiny things on the butts. Don't nobody care. Look, you should be mad at your mama for misappropriating your dollars. You understand what I'm saying? And her mama for teaching her that that's smart. And her mama for not teaching her that wasn't a good idea. That's who you should be mad at. I just need to be able to make my own money so that I can get my own stuff. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life. And that is what we are teaching our children. You should be able to feel for themselves. No, you teach people how to be goddamn parents. Stop giving them excuses for failed parenting and stop opting them in on not following through on your responsibility. These are your children. And you are casting them into society so that we can put up with your shit. Come get your kids, fam. And what you don't know, go learn so that you can teach them. It's ways out here. Don't want to hear it ain't no resources, because it is. I've been working in this system since I was 17. I know there are resources, and if you don't want to learn, can't nobody help you. This is why I believe in Annihilation Island. This is why I believe that you can't put people in a position to be better if they don't want to be better. And if you opt out of better, then you can't be here. Because we want higher quality of lives. We want to live and enjoy our in engagement. We want to feel loved and embraced, and quote unquote, as they say in these days, we want to vibrate higher. It's a thing. And if you don't want to be a part of that life, if you don't want to heal and grow and teach your children to heal and grow so they can teach their children to heal and grow and teach their children to heal and grow, and it's a constant cycle, or you perpetuating this nastiness, you gotta go. Kiva said, that's why my family has no clue that I'm sick when I'm sick unless I say, take me to the hospital, because they know I hate going there unless I seriously need to go. I had to pull back from doing, in parentheses, it's a struggle, that because I will go, even when I don't feel my best. It's hard, but I have to, because otherwise, how will they know until I'm at my breaking point? And I've been there, and isn't dark and straight, and a straight fight to come back from, baby. It is dark. It is dark. It's not a great place it's hard to come back from that. It's hard to come back there when you are broken and down and beat up and you waiting. Do not. I don't care if you at 2%. You sniffing? I'm gonna tell you right now. It's my family. I don't sneeze. I don't sneeze. So when I do, something ain't right. Either it's my allergies or something is on. You understand what I'm saying? Unacceptable. Kiva, Rudy said, if you write another short story instead of calling, we gonna fight. I'm trying to get it together. I'm trying to read what she's saying, but she be going. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know y'all welcome to call in. The number's 877-234. Oh, that's blowradio.com number. Don't call the blowradio.com number today, because you're gonna not call in. 414-885-4739. Area code 414-885-4739. Yvonne Greer said, you speaking the truth today. Thank you, Yvonne. I appreciate you. I thank you for logging in today. I hope that y'all are sharing this and inviting y'all friends and y'all families to join into this conversation today, because it started. Like, if we say we know, we say it ain't us, then you know somebody that it is. You understand what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? If you say it ain't you, and we listening, and we talking, and we exchanging, and we on point together, then share it to somebody, because somebody else is missing this point and they need it. You feel what I'm saying? Somebody else it's to somebody else that need to hear it. Let them get it. Share the video. Invite them to the live. Matter of fact, invite them to call in at 414-885-4739. Let's have this conversation. I'm telling y'all right now. I don't want a lover that can't talk to me in a capacity that he could feel completely vulnerable. I don't want that. Because then you hide and you still broken. You got all these other pieces that you don't know how to function through. I don't need none of that, fam. Be able to share with me where you're hurting. Be able to tell me, and trust me, when you're not doing that, you doing some shit you're not supposed to be doing. And if you feel like you gotta do all that, then I don't want you either. Like, we don't really like be with our partners. Like, we are having a relationship with people, and y'all not really like being with y'all partners. What is y'all there for? For what? Because y'all been there for so long? Convenience? Habit? That's the most ungracious thing ever. Don't nobody want that. Don't nobody want that. You nobody. I'm telling you, I don't know that I don't know anybody at this age in my life that just want to be with somebody just because they available. Most of the people in my age group looking for partners. And not just to be in a relationship, but they don't want to just have sex with somebody. They want somebody that's gonna help build their dreams, help build their stuff. I see you calling. I'm about to grab it. I see you. Hold on.
Call. Okay. I sent the caller to voicemail.
I did not do that. Let me call you back. Sorry about that. I see you calling. Let me call you back. So you have fit. Just call me right back. Let me try to find it real quick. You can be like, call sent the voicemail. Did you send me the voicemail? I did not. I was grabbing it. Let me see if I can get it and call you. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Before I be fought on in the public. Is this it? This ain't it? This ain't it. Y'all know I got all these different phones. Oh, there we go.
Call from
Lord Rudy.
Thank you for calling blowradio.com. You are live with JustPatrice. Welcome to Monday, baby. What's going on, Laura Rudy? How you doing?
Hey, man, I'm just trying to stay sane out here in these privileged streets. Hey, you know how you sit in church and the pastor making a appeal?
Mm-hmm.
And you don't know why you getting up, but you getting up.
Yes.
You find yourself to the front. That's what I call
it. I receive it. I receive it. Thank you.
Okay, check it in.
The pastor, you was drawn to call in. Your spirit moved you. Your spirit moved you.
The spirit moved. It might have been gas, but either way, I call.
You stupid, Rudy. So,
what's going on?
So today's topic, we are talking about suicide, depression, and mental illness. Okay, and like specifically in our community. Okay.
Yeah.
And I've addressed a couple of issues. I mean, there's so much to tackle. You get what I'm saying? I think the next couple of shows, I'm just going in on it because at this point, I can't take it. I just can't take it no more. I don't want to hear about another. Not I don't want to hear. Let me take that back. I'm hurt from hearing the passing of another friend that committed suicide. You understand what I'm saying? I looked at the news. You know, Regina King's son passed away, and then now this young lady, the former Miss USA, she jumped from a building. You understand what I'm saying? And I just be listening to how broken and hard. You know, it's so hard being black already. You get what I'm saying? I'm just gonna say this 100. Like, but we're so hard on each other. We complain about society and with the government and people and the white man. Like we treat each other so bad. And this is my opinion on it. You get what I'm saying? But when we start talking about it, when you called and reached out, I was specifically on men. Okay. And how y'all are so hard on each other. You get what I'm saying? And what y'all call as, you know, just male banter. You get what I'm saying? Like, but there's still do y'all have a safe place that y'all can say, this is how I'm feeling and like legitimately be able to express your feelings without saying, oh, soft ass, whatever. You understand? You don't know how the rib go. How do it go?
It's crazy that you had this conversation, having this conversation today, because I had it Thursday and I kind of blew this young lady's mind because she asked me, how come y'all don't talk? And I told her straight up, when we leave the house, we're immediately judged. We judged by the white man and looked at as a criminal, and we judged by the bougie nigga that looks at us as a criminal. Then we come home, so now we got the bougie black man and the white man looking at us as a criminal. Then we come home, and based off the history or lack thereof, we're judged by our other half as being a cheater or doing something undermining. So now I'm judged when I leave the home as a criminal, and I'm judged in the home as a cheater or other underlining issues. So everywhere I go, I'm being judged. Everywhere I go, I feel like I don't have a safe place to talk to anybody because I'm automatically going to be judged. Then when I go to my guys, if I talk to them about it, they ain't had no psychologist or no nurturing from the parent because the mother has been removed from the home because she's gone working. The father was never in the home because he was taught just to protect and provide. He wasn't taught how to nurture. So now I'm missing this nurturing factor that I've been longing for as a child, and I can't find it. So I look for it in other ways and I deal with it in other ways. That's why we so competitive on the basketball court. Because that was for me, that was my safe place to talk shit, to beat up on a nigga, treat him however I wanted to. And when I left, I left it on the court. That was a release for me. But as I'm getting older, more than like, yo, you wasn't releasing nothing. You was just holding it in. And the older we are, it goes from being judged outside the home, judged inside the home, to being judged mentally. So now we create these facades, not really knowing who we are and knowing how to deal with who we are. And we get stuck in them, man. And sometimes they will be our own demise. And unfortunately, you know, a lot of times, even when you do talk to a woman with your issues, not all of them, like I know I can talk to you, but everybody don't have Patrice. You know what I'm saying? So you end up talking to the woman, then y'all get in an argument and she uses it against you. You don't get one of those with me. Now you're using what I've given you in our solitude and trusting you against me. So now I feel as if I can't trust you with the things that I'm dealing with on a daily. And then we talk. As a man, you just got to eat it up. You got to eat it up. You can't cry. You can't deal with issues that you're going through. You're supposed to have everything together, especially with this social media, all these cats acting like they got it all together. It's the biggest facade ever, and it's hurting everybody. Instead of focusing on your goals, instead of focusing on who you really are, you're too busy looking left and right, and you don't really know who you are because you're too busy comparing yourself to people who don't even know who they are. So now all we really doing is playing this big old game of popularity in high school all over again and trying to sit at the same lunch table, acting like it ain't no other tables around. So that's why everybody's falling down this tunnel of depression and anxiety because we creating it. We creating this shit. And nobody creating it for us. We literally creating it because we're creating what we're seeing and what we're believing. And it's all a fucking facade. You know what I'm saying? It's sad, but that's all it is. And it's putting everybody in the same bind. And we all stuck down the same tunnel, fighting it every day. I ain't met a person yet who ain't said, I haven't thought about committing suicide. You know what I'm saying? I know I've had 4 friends committed. The first one was in high school. That was hard for me. And you couldn't tell me, I'm going to be honest, I wanted to emulate this cat. Everything I saw, I thought his life was the best. Come to find out it was the worst. He just made it look good. And we got to stop doing that. Especially, we got to have those areas where we feel like when we get to our boiling point, there's somebody I could call to help me through this situation without being judged, without being ridiculed, without being treated as if what I'm thinking isn't valid or it isn't right. We all got a voice. We all have opinions. We all have sounds, but we all have to be able to receive them from everybody. Otherwise, we gonna keep seeing these sad infomercials, man. We go seeing from infomercials on Facebook with everybody selling stuff to now they selling RIP shirts or RIP buttons.
Right. Let me ask you this.
What's up?
So, and I expect, and I decided just now that we're gonna have this conversation for the next couple of weeks. I know people gonna be a little worn out, but it's gonna get bigger and bigger. And I actually want to do an invite. I'm gonna have a show with all men, a show with all women, and then we're gonna do a mix show. And so that's my plan for the next couple of weeks. I'm telling y'all in advance. So y'all just get ready. I'm gonna make some phone calls and try to get some men available or women, whichever we can do first, and we can start there, and then we'll address it collectively. But let me ask you this. I don't even want to talk about solutions right now because We don't even. Everybody want to skip the fact that we got an issue, and we never address the
Right.
issue. So you can't. Well, I just want to
Right.
talk about solution. Well, can you just acknowledge there's an issue first? Okay, okay. Can we just acknowledge the issue first? And that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm having this
Right.
conversation today. And I'm not trying to say, well, then what we need to how can we make it better? No, I want to talk about it. I want to say that it's happening. I want to acknowledge that it's happening. So let me ask you this: how often? Not just you and I, because I don't want you to be all inclusive on yourself unless you want to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But amongst you and your guys, or you and yourself, or whatever, does the word suicide ever come up?
Never. But I will tell you, you know the type of cat that I am. I'm always I check on everybody.
Yes, you do.
That's who I am. But that's because that's the type of person I am. I'm that loyal. I don't care what somebody's going through. I want to make sure they okay. Like, literally, like, you know the friends that I got, millionaires, billionaires, you know them.
Yeah.
When I call these cats, it ain't to talk about business, because I've been in a position where everybody around me act like they love me. I've been in a position where everybody around me, all they do is want from me. But nobody asks me, how's my heart? How am I doing?
Like, do men want that?
Shit, sometimes we need it.
Oh,
Because
I'm
it'll break.
asking, what's it called? Say, facetiously, but you understand what I'm saying? Yes,
I
but
would
say it.
yes, but sometimes, just like, you know, the nigga who don't know how to be chivalrous, or the nigga who don't know how to be nurturing.
Hmm.
He doesn't know what it looks like, so he doesn't know how it feels to receive it.
Right. I understand that. I understand that.
Just like the same cat that if I gave you a compliment right now, all you gonna say is, I'm trying.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Trees, you doing great on the show. You like, oh, I'm trying. You ain't trying because you're doing. But
Right.
that's because we don't know how to receive compliments. Just like we don't know how to receive negative feedback. We don't know how to receive almost anything because we weren't taught to receive it.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard not only to receive it, but to give it. Me, I've been on both sides. And that's why I check on people so much, because I've been in every situation. I wanted to kill myself. I done been at my lowest point and nobody checked on me. I done been in many moments, and I know how that feels. So if I see somebody going through it, I'm like, I don't want you to go through what I went through. So let me make sure you're good. But that's like you said, that's we've been in for 20 years. That's what we do. But everybody's not like that.
That's facts. So what my goal is, and with today's conversation, is to have people like you, people like me. I've been in that situation. I know what it's like as well. You get what I'm saying? So from a male perspective, from a female perspective, and then whoever else is listening that can even relate. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's time for us to stop turning the blind eye. You get what I'm saying? Not that you're doing it actively, but we need to be more proactive about at least not looking the other way when we see it, because we know it when we see it. It's like saying a dope fiend don't know a dope fiend, nigga. You know a crackhead when you see a crackhead. You get what I'm saying? Because you've been there. So when you see somebody,
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, come on.
I'm not gonna lie. That's one of the good things about social media, but because I've seen people, they'll put their whole feelings on social media and then they'll get 1,000 comments with people encouraging them.
Mm-hmm.
But it's always us being reactive instead of proactive.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Checking each other energy at least once a week, checking each other energy at least once a month, something. I've been trying to do this meetup probably for a year and a half, where every Tuesday I just get a group of guys together and we brainstorm, we talk, and we just encourage each other. You know how many times this happened?
I'm gonna say once.
Never.
It's never happened?
Because niggas is too busy trying to get it, or niggas too comfortable just being in their own space.
Mm.
And it's an uncomfortable situation.
I can. It's uncomfortable at first. You get what I'm saying? Like, so how do? Yeah. So my question is, so I implore you to continue to try to reach out and to continue to try to make that, because it's only uncomfortable the first time. You get what I mean?
But I like, give up on it. Yeah. You know,
like,
if I want to do, I'm gonna do it. And the reason what's crazy, a guy actually called me yesterday, Sunday. He called me yesterday and he asked me, like, why am I so adamant about doing it? And I told him it's important because it's other races out here doing this on a daily basis. They support each other throughout everything. All we looking to do is get $1 out of it, and that's the main
Well,
issue.
you better quit playing. I almost said it out loud. That's what I'm saying.
Not even realizing that the relationship is more valuable than the currency.
So, okay, so I'm while again just pulling everything out to the table, not looking for results. I mean, not looking for ways to fix it right now because we'll get there. I just wanted brought to the table because we want to talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's bring it out here and we'll talk about resolutions and how to make it better later. Okay, so let me ask you this. So I was talking to a young man friend of mine this past week, and he was telling me how we're missing with our children. Okay, and in his opinion, it's because they need access to money so they can have stuff. And my rebuttal to him was they don't need those things. And he was like,
no, they don't need the money.
I was like, they don't. That's not what
right now, Therese.
I know you are. I said, they don't need that. And he was like, yes, they do. You don't know what it's like to be a guy, to not have your hair cut and not be real. I said, and I was like, okay, so you 30. I get it.
Yeah, baby.
You get what I'm saying? And so you still, and it's not that we start talking about what is it that we need to give our children that will
I'm gonna tell you this story.
I'm listening. Come on.
I'm gonna tell you this story. When I first moved to Houston, Texas, man, I worked for the government in the debt consolidation department, and I got on the elevator with this black dude who was in the company for 40 years, right?
40
years.
Okay.
And it was a young cat, it was me, and then it was him. And the elevator started going up, and he said, in all my 40 years here, he said, I would have never thought that I saw three African-American males on the same elevator going up to the top floor.
Wow.
And got off the elevator. You know me, I'm inquisitive. I followed that nigga to his desk. Like, what do you mean by that? He said, man, I'm so disgusted with this world right now. And I was like, what you mean? He was like, Texas was the last city to abolish slavery. He said, but the difference is we actually got our 40 acres and a mule here. And he said, I'm watching my grandkids spend it with no value. They give the kids the money down here. They set these kids up for success, but they teach them nothing when it comes to being a human being. That's why when you go to a grocery store, you ain't got no customer service, or when you go to a fast food restaurant, because it's not taught anymore. All it's taught is get a tangible dollar, get as much money you can in your life so that you can have 3 generations of wealth. You ain't teaching your kids general stuff, how to be a human being, how to be respectful, how to love for your fellow man, how to serve, how to give. You think you're doing something by giving a homeless man $1? No, find out the value in that man and give him something more tangible than some currency. That's what's going to help him move to the next level, not that dollar. Money going to do its job. It's called cash flow for a reason. It's going to come and it's going to go, and you never going to go without. If you feed the birds and the bees, you're going to be all right. I see a pigeon eat every day. I know I'm going to get at least a piece of bread.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
But this nigga,
I'm glad to hear you say this. Like, I love to hear. There's something about listening to a man speak in this capacity that really like fires my heart up. But y'all, anybody that knows me knows how much I got for men. Like, seriously. Yeah. Like, I think that together together we are just so amazing. You know what I'm saying? I love us as women, but together, woo! And when you got a man that's on his stuff. When I say on his stuff, I mean at least in the position to pursue better, to pursue wellness. Right. You get what I'm saying? Like that part right there, because if you just wallowing in we just need to get this money, I'd be disgusted when I'm gonna tell you right now. I swear. I'm gonna tell you right now. And this is I'm gonna make this a public announcement. And if you're listening, sir, and you've opted to try to date me or whatever the case may be, if all you ever talk to me about is getting money, that's one of the biggest turnoffs in the world. My money is coming. I work with people who are bosses. I'm a boss. Money is what's the word I'm looking for? It's inevitable. Like at this stage in our game, it's 2022. I'm not trying to be funny, but money is inevitable. And people say that it ain't like that for everybody. The lies you tell. But that's another story.
You don't know what it said.
That's another story. The lies
Yeah.
you tell. So if all you can talk to me about is we need to get this money and money this and money that, my conversation with you is going to change. My engagement with you is going to change because life is so much more than that. And there's other things that come into place that if you do these things, money is inevitable.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, but knowing that, Rudy, at your age, and I hate to use the big sister age thing on you, but knowing that, I know, baby, that's okay. But knowing it, dude, that is why your real estate is so fire. You know what I'm saying? That is what make your real estate invaluable. Come on.
Every time we talk with my kids know when I die, y'all ain't getting no money from me. Cause I got a life insurance policy. Y'all gonna eat good. We ain't worried about that.
Mm-hmm.
So guess what? The money that I get now, nigga, I'm gonna spend it on me. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna take care of y'all and provide, of course, but y'all don't need no savings. Plus, look at the way the world going. By the time my son, who is in 8th grade right now, when he graduates high school, he's graduating with either associate's or a bachelor's degree because that's the program he's in.
And so they done doubled him up. Okay.
If they teaching him that at school,
mm-hmm.
It's my job as a parent to make sure that he has 3 things. He knows who he is. He has the best sincerity. He has the best integrity. And he has the best character in every room that he steps in.
I'm sorry. Did you say character and integrity? Character and integrity?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Did you say as a parent that it is your responsibility to teach your child character and integrity?
Yeah, that's all I teach.
We want to thank y'all for logging on to blowradio.com. This show is over because that's it.
I don't have to teach him about money.
No.
He already owned a $3,000 camera. He already know how to use Photoshop. He already know how to do animation, and he taught himself on YouTube. I didn't teach him these things. All I taught him every time he asked me a question is go Google it, nigga. Go learn the biggest search engine in the world, and it's gonna teach you everything you need to know. I'm not a search engine.
Right, so it's your responsibility as a parent to teach him what?
Use all your researchers, nigga. You everything. You use all your resources. Your number one resources need to be Google.
Character and integrity.
Not me. I'm gonna teach you how to be a real man. I'm gonna teach you how to smile when ain't nobody else smiling. I'm gonna teach you how to say hello when ain't nobody speaking to you. I'm gonna teach you to say yes, sir, and yes, ma'am. I'm gonna teach you to hold the door for a woman.
I'm sorry. Did you say manners? Did you say manners?
Yes.
Did you say manners?
Yes.
Did you say character? Did you say thank you for logging on to blowradio.com. Thank you. Come on, man. But this is what I'm talking about. Somebody I don't know what show it was talking. We was talking about teaching manners and teaching children establishing character. That's your job as a parent. To provide necessities. And it is your goal. You got to provide the necessity because it's your responsibility. You had the kid. That's why you got to. That's why I'm trying to be clear for people. You provide the necessities for your child because you made that. So they're your responsibility until you get to cast them off into nobody else. Okay, that part, and then, like number 2, provide necessities, and then number 2, make it so that this child, boy or girl, is able to be a productive part of society. You understand what I'm saying? So that's it. Like you had the kid. And you got to make them a productive part of society because you have to send them off. That's it. So you give them necessities and then you make them so that they can be active, productive part of the society. How do you do that? Here you go. How do you do that? I don't know. Morals, character, integrity, manners. You know what I'm saying? Come on. Stop the games. Stop the games. And it's these things. There's these things, consideration, how to be a human, how to care for others. You understand what I'm saying? Like, because those things, believe it or not, come naturally. We have to
They
we have to
supposed to.
nurture those. They come,
They supposed to.
but if you don't nurture it, then it becomes overshadowed by other things. Then you are
Yeah.
taught to not give a fuck about nobody but you and yours.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You are taught. That's something you learn. You don't just wake up, come out the womb, be like, guess all I'm gonna care about is my mama and this teat that she
Right.
about to give me. To give me this teat so I can get this milk. That's it. No, you don't learn that as a kid. You do not. Do not. You are exposed to that way of thinking. You are taught like at day one. Come on, y'all. I don't know why this is that part that we talk about. Parenting is not easy. You are right. It is not. I would never
Man, it
reduce
ain't.
it to
It
well,
ain't.
all you gotta do is I'll never reduce it to that.
Nah.
You understand what I'm saying? But what I will tell you is common decency is not common and it's required to be taught. Oh, let me breathe. Let me breathe. So, with that being said, Lord, Devon D just checked in. What's good? What's good?
My nigga.
That's right. Kiva said, "What happens when you teach a man to fish? Come on now, that's what I'm talking about. But teach you to fish. You feel me? So, listen. How have you dealt with, if you don't mind sharing, any if you've ever dealt with about a depression, let me ask that, answer it in that capacity, or you know anyone who has dealt with about depression, you know what I'm saying, what are some methods that you use? You know, we're not using the right answers, these not all the right answers. I'll give y'all the number later on, but we're talking about person to person dealing with people that we know. Like if you're the person, then
Yeah.
you need some help. How do we get you the help without sending you off to a stranger? You right. Some people feel like I should be able to go to my family. I should be able to turn to my friends. This will happen because my family, my mama didn't never, and my cousin never. Who do you go to? How do you talk to? What happens?
Sad part is, especially now, and it's a question, but it's an answer too. What's the purpose of being a part of a community if you can't talk to them?
Come
If
on, so I can
only
slap
y'all
you. Just
talk
put your
about
hand
one
right here.
thing.
Just put your face right here. Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Most communities, especially now, they're being built to be a part of this community so you can learn how to, you know what I'm saying, get a lot of real estate, be a part of this community so you can learn how to post faster on Facebook and make a lot of money. It's all tangible. But it ain't too many communities out of here like, hey, if you hurt and I got you. And that's what our community should be. When I'm depressed, or when I have been depressed, you already know. If I don't call y'all calling me like, what's the fuck going on, man? Why are you feeling this way? And it go from you asking out of frustration and anger because y'all see my potential and my focus and where I need to be and where I could be if I stay focused. Y'all really check on my mental. Like, why are you feeling this way? Okay, you going through this. Nah. Here's why you going through this. We have a conversation about it. And then y'all check on me until my demeanor changes, until my energy changes. But in order for energy to change, it has to go to another source. Or it has to be around a certain source to get certain energy. So when I find myself getting low vibrations or low energy, one thing I do, and I continue to do this, man, I look at where I've been. And everything that I've been through, I always made it through. I never knew how, but I know I made it through. So now I've changed my mindset and I do my best to keep it that way, to know that, man, I've been at my lowest point and I made it through. So if I made it through that big old issue back there, this small one right here, I just got to walk it out and believe that I'm going to make it through on the other side every time. And keep close to people that help me through those situations. If I got to go back to them, I go back to them. We're going to have another conversation. I'm going to talk it out. And you got to know the type of person you are. Some people, they good by themselves. I'm not good by myself. I got too much energy to be alone. I got too much energy to hold it to myself, so I have to be around people. You know what I'm saying? That's why I never knew. Like every time when I was younger, I used to come around, I used to talk about this glowing essence that I had. Now I can walk in that because I know what it is. People need it. You know what I'm saying? People need that.
Facts.
So that's why I'm always checking on people, because I know my energy is different. You could be having the worst day of your life. If I call, I'm gonna make you laugh, I'm gonna make you smile, I'm gonna encourage you, and I'm gonna remind you who you are so that you can remember that and you can continue to move your feet instead of staying still in that moment. Because it's only a moment.
That's
And
facts.
that's all we need to do is get to the next moment.
And
Sometimes
that is
we can't
true.
do it alone.
The goal is to get to the next moment. You are right. You are absolutely right. And that's not always the easy thing to do. And I talk to y'all, you know what I'm saying? And what I love about my friend circle, and I be completely transparent, is I can be completely transparent with them. You know what I mean? Like completely, sometimes, you got girls with guy friends or, other female friends or whatever the case may be. And you still have to do the front and, the shuffle with them. I'm lucky that I have the leisure of not having to do that. Like I can cry, you get what I'm saying? And the men in my life understand that my tears are not weakness. You get what I'm saying? Or annoyed by my pain. You get what I'm saying? Oh, here she go with this emotional shit again. I don't have that. I'm lucky to not have that. You get what I'm saying? That I have men in my life that say, "What's up, sis?" You get what I'm saying? What's going on? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Can you want to talk about it? What you need? You know what I'm saying? In that space, as opposed to, all right, here she go with this. You deal with her this time, bro. I don't I don't got that. You know what I'm saying? Like, 'cause I seen it. You get what I'm saying? I be like, damn. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes you need a hug from not a non intimate partner, somebody that genuinely just want to hold you. You know what I'm saying? And that comes from different parts of your life, that you need certain things, but you need a big brother or a little big brother to come in and be that for you. And I'm lucky to have that. You get what I'm saying? I'm very lucky to not, even when I feel alone sometimes, like alone. You know what I mean? But I know that I'm never alone. If I make the right phone call, I can make a call and it's over. It's done. You know what I mean? But trying to move through some of those things, and I'm glad that I have that, and I wish that for other people. And I'm not telling y'all this, so I'm being boastful in, well, I got it, so I'm straight, because that's not the case. Because even with me having that, is where I'm going. Even with me having that, if I fall off the face of this earth, baby, they calling. Hello. Ain't nobody heard from you.
What's the problem?
What's happening? You all right? We ain't seen you. You ain't acted on the internet at all. Nothing. Not a like, not a post, not a nothing. Nah. Ain't nobody seen from anybody talk to Trees, because somebody call her. You know what I'm saying? And so I have that, and I'm thankful for that. But there are people who have that and still hide in their spaces, still hide in their darkness. You know what I mean?
And there's a lot of nuances to that too, because
come
we
on.
believe, you know what I'm saying, it's lonely at the top. You can't take everybody with you. To me, family is family and loyalty is everything.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? You just got to realize the people you're dealing with. We all humans at the end of the day. If a nigga a thief, don't keep your jewels around him.
Did you say that?
But it's a good quality. Huh?
Did you say that?
Yeah. If a nigga lie, don't tell him nothing. If
right.
A nigga got something, don't tell him nothing.
Right. He might have other qualities. He might have other qualities. Let's not set him up for failure.
This culture, man. Just forget it, man. Just leave everybody, and you wonder why you always by yourself.
No new friends.
You've been told, hey, you know what I'm saying? You've been told to cancel everybody. If somebody do you wrong, you know what I'm saying? Cut them off. Now, I get it. It's some wrongdoing, big wrongdoing, that you just be like, all right, man, I gotta, you know what I'm saying? I gotta let you go. It is some stuff, but half the stuff don't even be that serious. It's just you've been watching too much TV and you wanted to be a part of it.
Shut up, Rudy.
You know what I'm saying?
They just want to be a part of the show. Shut up.
Ain't nothing really going on in your life where you got to cancel a nigga because he ate your last oatmeal cream pie. He ain't no real. He just want to come and eat my snacks. But you asked for that nigga to be in your life.
You so stupid, Rudy. Shut up, dude.
I'm straight up. Man, it's a lot that go into it. A chick will pray 30 years for a nigga, finally get one, and get mad because she didn't check all the boxes that she wanted. You
That's
ask God
facts.
for a nigga, put a nigga in your life.
That's facts.
But all he do is sit on my couch. Well, you didn't say you wanted him to walk.
That's
you didn't
facts.
say you wanted him to work. Or probably not gonna happen. Then you watching TV and you want a nigga like that you see on TV, and then you get mad because you realize he was a facade the whole time.
Woo.
Or vice versa.
Listen,
Vice versa, you know what I'm saying?
Keep it thick when it said, well, Patrice, know that when I call you a crybaby, I say it with love. You give me a warm feeling in regards to it's okay to cry, air hugs. Plus, you cry so cute. You know what, Kiva? I know.
Let's learn about these short stories.
He said, what did he tell you about the short stories?
Just go right back to the future. You don't listen. That's the problem. But no, man, it's a lot of nuances that go into it.
It is.
Man.
I mean, but you have to be. We talking about relationship, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't nobody want to have a relationship. People want to like people want to. You want to show up and then it be straight. It's work to be done.
It's work.
It's work to be done. You know what I'm saying? But when people say it's work, like it's hard work, and this is my take on it, and everybody don't agree with me on this, and I understand. But when you trying to force some stuff, it's hard. when you trying to make things fit where they don't belong, or you trying to put juxtapose or reshape people into something that they're not made to be, when you allow people to be themselves, baby, it's work, but it ain't no sweat, fam. You know what I'm saying? Be you.
Work.
Right, Rudy just said, "Hey, if he a thief, did you say right here? If he a thief, don't put him around your jewels. Is he a brilliant writer? But he a thief, then you have him do the writing and keep him away from your jewels. I mean, that's not difficult. You know what I'm saying? You keep it's not.
He's gonna come to your house, man. It's always empty when I come over here. I know.
It's always empty. I know. That's just what it is, though. I know. But it's that. He said, "Here go the computer."
Do you work, nigga? Keep it moving.
Dude, you know, but that's the truth. That's like when you find somebody that you love. Like cats be trying to make, like, okay, women, here we go. I'm talking about y'all now. I got a little bit of time to talk about y'all. I got you online, Rudy, and I know you can co-sign. You can't
get me in trouble.
I am. Listen to what I'm saying. You can't. Like when we start talking about emotions and depression and things like that, sometimes, not sometimes, a lot of times, we're dealing with broken hearts, disappointment,
and lack of knowledge.
A lack of knowledge, failed expectations, because we set things into place that we.
And the last thing we think about, especially now, is our heart. Because our heart could love to mess out this man's heart or to mess out this woman's heart. But we so busy trying to turn them into what we think they should be that we lose sight of who they actually are.
Boom, 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 boom.
You know what I'm saying? And then for women, I hate it because a chick real quick to say, I'm at his presentation and he ain't who he said he was. But I don't really know who you are either because you got a lace wig on and a face full of makeup. So all I'm seeing is your presentation. So who are you? I got to wait 6 months to see you without the makeup and the lace front. Then I find out you done cut your hair off because you want to wear wigs, and I call you lazy and you get mad. I'm used to seeing my sisters actually do their hair. I'm used to seeing my mama actually do her hair. So I kind of want a woman to do the work in the morning so I can see you build yourself up instead of have somebody else do it. Because now you tied to their perception of you or the world's perception of you. And I really don't know who you are and you don't either. But you playing a great role. And when I call you out on it because you call me out on it, now I'm a weak ass nigga, a bitch ass nigga. Because I called out your lace front or I pulled off your eyelash. I just wanted to see who you was.
I just want to see you. And my thought is this, and I try to explain this to women all the time. When you see this guy, don't see him for who he is. You know what I'm saying? Like, just see him for who see him for who he is. No, just when I say see him, listen what I'm saying. Sometimes you don't know, but hear what I'm trying to tell you. Y'all, let me tell y'all not as smooth, y'all meaning men, and don't be as smooth as they think they be. Women This is what I'm saying. Women, they think they be doing their thing. A lot of women forego or pretend they just ignore some things, okay? And then till they tired or they frustrated and then they get mad. Like, until mad day come. When mad day come, then you remember everything and you want to throw up all the stuff in the people's face. How about he was doing that shit from jump? It's always been there. It's never changed. It's ain't new.
It just triggered you at that moment.
Now you got triggered, and now you got a problem. Now you got a problem with it. My point is this, and I tell people this all the time, and I wait. Like, if I'm getting to know you, and I'm gonna let you. I tell you all the time, hey, look, just be you. I'll determine whether I like you or not. But I'm not gonna determine who this dude. I'm not gonna like this dude up front. You cute, but I'm gonna see. I need to know who you are. So we just keep building. I don't even know if I like you yet because I'm waiting for you to just be yourself. When I start, and I'll notice because you get comfortable. And once you start getting comfortable, then we can ride. And now I can determine whether or not I like you. That's just me. You get what I'm saying? Because I know that we show up, and that's why when I'm on air, sometimes I show up on air and I be to the nines. You can't tell me about nothing. But I also show up on air with just some lip gloss on and not a makeup to my face and my hair to the back and my hat on because this is me. And these are all parts of me. But I'm also 47. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have nothing to prove to no goddamn body. You know what I'm saying? So coming into accepting people who they are, whether it's how she look physically, who he is, and as a personality character, stop trying to make people be something and allow them to show you who they are. You know what I'm saying? But here's the catch in all of that. Accept it.
Yeah.
Because you don't gotta like it. It's okay. It's okay that you know what I'm saying, that's what you do, but you don't have to like it. You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's it. You don't gotta like it. If he smoked cigarettes and you didn't know that he smoked cigarettes, he been freshening himself up, and all of a sudden you see him smoking a cigarette, you got two options. Don't try to make him stop smoking unless that's what he want to do. You follow what I'm saying? You either accept the fact that he smokes cigarettes or do what? Move on. It's not. He might not want it. He might not. That's what I'm saying. That's a part of accepting the fact that he smoked. You want to accept the fact that he smoked? You can compromise. Get yourself together.
Yeah, and you missing the whole fact. He respected you so much that he didn't do it around.
You know what I'm saying?
You thought he was trying to hide it.
You thought he was trying to hide it. Maybe he know you didn't like it. Maybe he don't like it. You get what I'm saying? And maybe he do need the support. Have the conversation. Either you accept that he like it. You accept that he smoke, and then y'all can figure out what the next steps are. Or you can say, you know what, that's a deal breaker and move around. That's not hard. That's not hard. And it's not a bad thing.
And you don't know why that person came into your life. It might have been an opportunity for you to help that person through something. Not even just try to sleep with them or try to create that lovable relationship with them. He might have been put in your life, or she might have been put in your life.
Just as a friend, every person you meet ain't your hump buddy. Do you know what I'm saying? Every person you meet ain't your husband. Oh, let me get it. Every person you meet ain't your wifey. You understand what I'm saying? Every person you meet, people, the social engagement is a thing, people. People just meet you just because it's nice to know you. What else do you have to offer? People meet with purpose, but everybody ain't your wife and everybody ain't your husband. Right. Especially if you already got a wife.
Especially if you ain't got that and you ain't happy with it.
What you say now? Yes. I'm just keeping it 100 though. Keeping it 100. All I'm saying is that we have to stop being so quick and so harsh. You know what I'm saying? Off jump. Like that is not human. Believe it or not. That's the part that's the part that's not human.
I wish we could really do what we did as kids, man. There's so many different nationalities in my neighborhood. My son, man, there's like 6 kids his age on the block. Mm-hmm. And, they do what they see their parents do. They don't speak. But my son saw them playing one day, and I watched him. He just walked down the block. He started a conversation. Now this nigga can't wait to come home and just go outside and play with his friends.
Oh, well, how you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Zachary. What's your name? That's the first thing he said.
But that's my point. Hi, I'm Zach. How you doing? What's happening? We kicking it or not?
Oh, you like basketball? I like basketball too. Let's go play.
Because that's what kids do until their parents teach them something different.
Otherwise,
y'all setting these kids up for brokenness. They trying to show y'all something off jump. And I've been saying this for years. They show you originally. That's everything else after that we teach them. You get those experiences taint them. Then you see the commercials, children are colorblind. They're not colorblind. They just don't get no fun.
It's bad. And it's crazy now because I had to realize my 13-year-old about to be 14. Even my 19-year-old, they don't see racism. They don't even know what racism is. They so far removed from it. They like, what are y'all talking about? Like, I got friends that's Asian, Indian, African. I got all this. What are you talking about racism? They're getting so far removed because it's going from racism to now it's, I don't know if it's called capitalism or whatever. But now it's not even race anymore. It's the different labels, the LGBTQ and all that other stuff. That's what they know.
Yeah, you're not usually not divided by race anymore. You're divided by social status.
Exactly.
Yeah, socialism.
That's what they know now.
Yeah, they know social status.
That's what they know now. So they don't care about race and all that.
So you do understand that is, and I know that this sound extra crazy, and they probably come into my space, but that's based on a new world order, quote unquote. It's not about race. It's all social standards. Like either you got it or you don't. Right. No matter what color you are, either you got it or you don't. We don't get no hells. Yep. You know what I'm saying? It used to be a race thing, but now it's we don't care. We don't care if you white or pink. And if you don't got these dollars, guess what?
It don't matter.
It don't matter.
You don't stay in this neighborhood, it don't matter.
Right.
You ain't. So I get the issues that are being pushed, but it's our job to give them something that allows us to know what humanity actually is. And you can't to everybody, but you can do it to ones who you feel deemed valuable or whatever. I don't know, but it's rough out here for these kids, man.
It is.
It's rough.
It is.
And you got parents not teaching.
That's where it's at.
Parents overshadowing. I went to Chuck E. Cheese a couple of weeks ago, and they laughed at me because I had to call them out. I don't know how to keep my mouth closed.
Yeah.
But when I went to Chuck E. Cheese, you had your mama and your auntie sit at one table. They like put all y'all shoes right here. Here go y'all tokens, and you better not be fighting. And everybody run off. You know what I'm saying? When I went to Chuck E. Cheese this time, every parent was hovering over their kid like somebody was trying to steal them. I'm like, why y'all doing this? Because I just gave my kids the little card. They ain't even got tokens no more. I gave them the card and just sent them on their way. They're like, man, I got to make sure everything is this, and that. I'm like, yeah, these kids is going to be cookie cutter. I don't want no cookie cutter kids, man. I want my kids to be able to adapt to every surrounding that they in and be able to move, because that's what we're able to do. If you wasn't taught nothing else from Milwaukee, you can move in every circle with no problem. And they wouldn't even know where you was from until you tell them. When I tell people where I'm from, they like, huh? First they ask, is there black people there?
They still asking that? Like, please tell me that was years ago. Okay, come on.
No, it was probably about last year. Now they like, man, and they hear my story and they like, oh, I can't believe you made it out of that joint. I'm like, yeah, some people still going through it. You know what I'm saying? And it's real up there. But before they know I'm from Milwaukee, they know who I am. Mm-hmm. I don't leave when I'm from Milwaukee and out of this. No, you're going to find out who I am by having a conversation. You ain't going to find out what I do. You ain't going to find out the companies I got, none of that. You're going to find out who I am. And that's what you're going to fall in love with. Not my currency, not my class. You're going to fall in love with me first. And that's how you build a relationship.
How do we so not I see that you're actively teaching your children that. And I think that's a wonderful thing, because again, that is what we teach our children as parents. That is our responsibility to make sure that they are able to be productive parts of society. So,
Yeah.
with that being the case, like we're talking about, like we're adults, and some of us are
Yeah.
grown, dealing with, you get what I'm saying, personality issues, acceptance
Yeah.
issues, loneliness, brokenness. You get what I'm
Man,
saying, that they developed, coming up, and it's a little late in the game for their mom and their dad to be on deck in this capacity. So from adult to adult, coworker to coworker, friend to friend, sister to brother to lover to aunt, you know what I'm saying, whatever the case may be. How, you know what I'm saying, what type of awareness do you think needs to be erased so that we can, catch it at that age? I'm not saying that doing it at the right age, at the young age, are right, but we here now, and we're dying. You get what I'm saying, from frustration
man,
or whatever the case may be. How do we nip in that?
man, we gotta be one. And this is just for me. I ain't the best parent. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I am. I just was like, hey, this is what I was taught. I didn't have the best child. Well, I had the best childhood because that was the childhood that was given to me. But all I could do is teach what I saw. I am what I see.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And as an adult, shoot, we have the ability. We just have to be more conscious, man, and less. We have to be more conscious, and we have to actually really pay attention to people a lot more, especially people in our circle, because you could tell when somebody hiding something or when they going through something. But we so busy in our lives that we ain't got time to. Well, we say we ain't got time to check on our people or look, or go spend time with somebody or go look at. You know what I'm saying? You can see it in their eyes. You can see when something wrong. You can feel when something wrong. When you get that little inkling, like somebody pop in your head, call that person. That's what I do. Because it scared me a couple of times where I had that thought and then I didn't call the person and they was gone. I'm like, damn, I could have had one more conversation, but I don't like that. I don't want to go through that again.
Understood.
You
I've
know what I'm
I've
saying?
been more active in that also. Like if somebody crossed my mind, I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna do whatever the case may be. If I skip it, I feel some
Yeah,
kind of way. But if it comes, especially if it come right back, if it come back a second time, I don't care what I'm doing. I'm stopping. I'll be like, give me 1 second, and then I
that
go
wasn't
make
no,
the, and it won't be no second. It won't be no third time. You get what I'm saying?
that wasn't by 100%.
Yeah. Come
But
on
by
now.
doing what you're doing right now, we got to keep having these conversations, the open dialogue about it, but we got to keep gathering with our people. I know you're scared of COVID, but right now, COVID ain't nothing but a common cold. COVID ain't nothing but the flu. People still dying from a year, but it's underlying issues. Talk to a doctor, they'll tell you. If you feel that uncomfortable, just wear a mask, man. But don't let them take that human interaction away from us.
Yeah,
They
we
already took
we
our
need it.
smiles when we wear the mask. They took our smiles, and they taking it from our kids. They're not gonna be as sociable because they doing school at home.
Yeah, they're definitely losing that skill. Like that you need
And
it. You need it.
why you think they was teaching us how to go into corporate America through the school system? All they doing is teaching us how to work at home, teaching them how to work at home by
Mm-hmm.
doing school at home now,
For sure.
teaching them how to work online
Yeah.
instead of human interaction, instead of going to the store. Well, I'm gonna go to the store when I could just buy my groceries and have them delivered.
They should have
So
never.
lazy
Should
ass
have.
I
I'm just gonna keep it 100 with you. They should have never, never showed me that.
until you see that nigga digging in his booty eating your
Don't say that.
oranges.
Don't say that's nasty, Rudy.
I'm just
Shut your
saying, he
face.
eating your grapes. He
Shut
digging his
up,
booty first,
Rudy.
then he eat
That's
some of
not.
your grapes.
No, I don't even eat grapes, and that's so
That nigga,
nasty. Damn
that
you.
nigga digging his nose, then he grab your lettuce.
Ooh, that's why I don't eat that either. Thank you.
How you scared of COVID and don't want to go outside, but you allowing somebody else to control something that go in your mouth?
That's facts.
You know what I'm saying?
That's facts. I totally understand that.
I'm going to
130%.
the store every day. I'm walking through that mug, gloves, mask, the whole nine, and I'm going to get mine. I'm
Understood.
taking the time. That's the stuff
Understood.
they like. Oh, you trying to
Understood.
save your time and make more money instead of spending that time with people who matter.
Come on, Rudy. Come on.
You know what I'm saying? If I die today, I would be cool. I can't save every dollar. I could
Okay.
put 10 million in the bank and die tomorrow, and it's still just gonna be 10 million in the bank.
Right.
I'm gone now.
Right.
I'm constantly chasing these goals, and I'm not enjoying the value of life.
Mm.
I'm gonna enjoy my life every day. I got to, cause I don't know how long I got here. You just said it. You see how people checking out.
They are. They
You know
are,
what I'm
and
saying?
it's very disheartening to
And
lose
that's
so
why I was
much.
trying to do them. Man, that's why I was trying to. I'm still trying to do those gather. If once a week, twice a month, it don't matter. Let's just all get together. But you got people even they get these big old houses and they complain because they don't want no company. What you get the house for? You just want to be in a big shell
In a big shell. You funny.
by yourself? I don't understand it, man. But I'm a different breed, and I have to accept that. You know what I'm saying? There's still people. I'm one of those people that'll still get my laugh. And they say you stupid because you're giving everything to everybody else. Last I checked, our lives are supposed to be purposeful and full of service. Because the more you give, the more you're supposed to receive. That's what they say.
What
And I
did you
believe.
say purposeful and full of service? Rudy, you out here dropping gems today? Do y'all hear Rudy? Somebody hear the Lord Rudy talking? I just want to know. I'm just saying, you done already dropped. You done dropped about 4, 5 of them already, Rudy. You're just saying. Come on now.
Here, you have to. And if you grown and don't know it, keep looking. But don't feel like you ain't got time because that's all you got. That's your most valuable possession. That's my most prized possession. I could spend money and get that back. I know how to make $1. I can make a way out of no way.
Yes, sir.
I know what that orange cord is. You know, I and still make it. That's possible. That's easy. But spending time with the people that you really love and value, you're not always going to get that. So that's what we need to take advantage of. But they done flipped the coin so cold on us, we would rather go work 18 hours and spend an hour with our kids. We would rather go work 12 hours and spend 2 hours with our kids. Then yell at them because they in the house. That's the energy I need to keep going. The coldest gift to me daily is when I walk in the house. My dog come running because he happy to see me. And my kids used to come running. Now they stay in the room.
Understood.
But when they were little, the first thing you hear is, Daddy. I could have had the worst day of my life. I hear that? It's a done deal. That turned into the best day of my life.
Did it?
That's the stuff that matters.
How did you learn that? Like, how did you learn that?
Being without them. Not having it one day. Having to come home to a quiet, empty house. It's like, God damn, I could have all the money in the world. It don't matter. And that's what I was chasing. I'm going to go get this bread. This money will make me smile. That's a lie. I done had it. I know niggas that got tens and billions and more depressed than the person that got $2.
Wow.
Still looking for that happiness. They still looking for that love.
And you are, and you stand on the fact that you say that it's not the money that's not going to make it. It's the other things that he said.
That's why you see the nigga, he get a chick. He just broke up with his chick or she left him. He go get a chick that look just like her.
I know somebody that did that. I know quite a few people who do that. And because that's his thing, you so stupid, dude. You so stupid for that. I'm so done with you in that. No, sir.
But you remember what made you happy, and you like, I gotta have that feeling again.
Don said I'd rather have. You quoted Luther. Stop the games.
But that's, man, every time I hear that, I'm like, man, this nigga ain't lying, man. And I ain't even talking about a woman. I'm just talking about period, just a place of happiness.
Right.
I'd rather have it than act like I got it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that's why people kill themselves. They're not happy. They trying to find that happiness, but they keep losing that battle. because they don't really know what makes them happy, or what they've been yearning for is no longer there, or they never had it.
Ooh, Rudy, boy, what happened? You when somebody rapped on the Grove Stone on my baby boy? Ah, yes, yes. I love it.
Rough
I
out here,
love it.
man.
I love
It's
it.
rough. But that's what we got to do, man. We got to keep checking on each other. We got to keep doing things that make us happy. We got to, man, the funnest times for me was when we got all my cousins and my aunties and everybody together. And all we had was hot dogs and chips. But we had the time of our lives. Now we got to go to a restaurant and spend $4,000-$5,000. Everybody get dressed just to be on their phone.
Ooh, I'm not getting dressed to be on my phone to spend no $1,000 in no restaurant. I'm trying to tell you what I ain't doing. That's me though.
My goal is to be present every moment. When I'm with my people, I don't even take out my phone. When I DJ, I feel like if everybody on their phones, I did a horrible job.
Understood. They should be dancing and not focused on that.
Man, I'm trying to make you sweat. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm not doing that, I'm not doing my job. That's how I look at it. And I'm not trying to sit out here and show, hey, look at me. Stewart was on Saturday Night Live.
Stewart? Who's
all
Stewart?
He used to say, look what I can do. Look what I can do.
Look what I can do. You so stupid.
Yeah. That's all we do.
Look what I can do.
Every day is an adult version of show and tell. It's sad, man, but that's the world we live in now. So you either conform to it or not.
Wow.
Or use it to your advantage. Yeah, it sounds good to me. That's my new one.
Do it. What sounds good to you?
Whatever I say, it sounds good to me, so I'm gonna go with it.
Kiva said, Alexa, play Keep Sweat, make you sweat. I'm so sick of you, Kiva. I'm so sick of you. Oh, you crazy girl. Yes, indeed. Not a now.
Not a now.
Not a now.
That's my 2 cents for the day, man. I'm gonna go ahead and get back to it.
Are you?
Yeah, man.
Well, I thank you for taking the time to share. I hope that if you have some time next week, Monday, I can count on you for being one of the male guests for the show. We can make some range. I'll reach out to you and try to make some arrangements. And then Avante, I see you on here when we start talking a little bit more about the LGBTQ community. I know we had a conversation. I'd like to talk a little bit more about what suicide and depression looks like in those communities and some of the things that you've dealt with. And then, sisters, if y'all listening, I want to put together a sister conversation. So we need to have one as well. We can talk about suicide, depression, and mental illness amongst ourselves, but we're going to do it live on the radio. So that's the next couple of shows here on blowradio.com, live with JustPatrice. If I can get the fellas together next week, that's my goal. I want to talk to y'all first because I think that she said only 2 cents. I beg to differ. Something is wrong with Kiva, boy. She be at your whole head, Rudy. Whatever you did, he said, don't worry about it. You did something, but she be on you. She be on you.
We gonna figure it out.
Do you have anything new on?
Man,
I know you had a podcast that you were working on. Like, tell me what you're working on.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. The first month of this year, man, I chilled, man. I didn't do too much, but I still got the Good Dude podcast. We recording some episodes as we speak, and I'll be launching them before the end of probably mid-February. I'm blessed to be a part of a great opportunity of a new. It might be a reality show, might be a vlog, might be a YouTube channel. I don't know. We still working out everything, but I referee, and we started this company called Stripes on the Hardwood, and it's pretty much the other side of refereeing. Like, people don't realize the referees are people too. Realize, yelling at me like acting a fool and talking crazy to me like these stripes don't come off. So it's the other side of refereeing. Y'all here, our side. Yeah. And you know me, they got footage of me going ham on a couple coaches, getting parents kicked out. You know what I'm saying? The whole nine. So
that's gonna be crazy fire. I know quite a few people right now that's like, and call me.
Oh yeah, I am. So I'm making that list and taking it twice.
Please, woo! Make sure you send me that because I would like to hear that, and I definitely know I'll help share it always.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. That should be. We finalizing everything this week, and you know, I had to put my twos and cues on that. So we do it's state playoffs down here, so I got a DJ in every spot that they doing the state tournament, state championship in. My meal prep and catering is back up. I reached out to all my clients. I only taking at a time down here because I don't want to oversaturate myself. But I just cooked for them last week. I posted that on your what's the name?
You cooked for somebody else, and I still ain't had none. You know what? I'm gonna go be whatever. I mean, you know, I be trying to eat.
Give your hands meal prep and catering.
Moving, man. I know. I just need some one time. Just one time.
Vegan, vegetarian food, and then I got the healthy eats for people who trying to live better.
Do you freeze and do meal prep shipping? Like, do you ship for meal prep? Have you done that yet?
I haven't done it.
I know you do local meal prep.
Yeah, I do local. I haven't looked into it. Mm-hmm. I have looked into it. I'm sorry. But I want to make sure I'm giving a quality product, and I don't want to get to the point where I'm just making shit to make money. You know what I'm saying? So I actually am in the talks of working with my guy Cyrus in Milwaukee, and then him cook exactly the same. And he's doing a Valentine's Day project up there, and then he's coming down here. We're doing an event, and we're gonna knock out our work, and he's gonna start prepping up there.
You don't say.
Yeah, and it's oh my God, he colder than me. I'm good at what I do.
Are you really gonna say it one time?
Yeah, Chef Boy Rudy.
Chef Boy Rudy. Did y'all hear what he said? I'm so done. You gotta love Chef Boy Rudy. Boy, you set up, Rudy. Unbelievable.
But yeah, man, that's about everything that I got going on. Still got the moon bounces, tables and chairs. They stop. I'm blessed to have 4 DJs under me. I barely DJ now.
Nice.
But I'm working on something called Music Mondays where, I like to tell the story of a song.
Okay.
So I take a song that's probably like a new song, for instance, Part of the Game, that new 50 song.
Okay.
People don't know that that's an old school song. All night long. So I'm going to take you on a journey and take you from every song that started from that track,
right,
from the jazz track before that one, all the way up to now. So I'm going to try to do that every other Monday.
Mm-hmm. Is that right? You're going to get back into DJing, huh? Loving it. And Keeper said, "This cat, baby, listen, Chef Boy Rudy, stop it."
Don't let Devon get that build up in Bayshore. I might have to do a residency for a couple months.
Unbelievable. Do you hear me?
Yeah,
we ain't even talk about that. Do you understand? I was like, what?
Yeah,
but baby, listen though. So I am planning a what is it called? Eat This Not That on February 13th. When
got one for you.
Yeah.
So remember I told you about the chicken spots. We got Gus Famous Chicken. You got Harold, and then you got French's.
Okay. Wait, Harold's is there now?
They just opened it on the 19th. So now I can take the 3 chickens and figure out which one is the best.
Oh my gosh.
So, and then, I'll be all over the world, man. I'll be, let me see, Memphis, Alabama, Dallas, and probably a couple other cities next month. And every time I go, I'm going to make sure I try some food and send you the footage.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Repertoire. You know what I'm saying? And you see, with all that I'm doing, I still find time to check on people.
Do you? Do you?
I have to, man, because I don't know when their last day is, and I don't know when mine is. So
That's facts, and I appreciate that, and I'm sure that those of us who love you, feel the same way. So I appreciate you.
mine is Kiva, but it's all good.
You said
You know
what?
what I'm saying? Mine is Kiva.
Mine is Kiva. Why would you say that? She,
Because I know how she feels.
no, you don't. Why you saying that? That's not true. Kiva got mad love for you. I can go back and show you posters. I'm like, Kiva.
I know she got potential.
Ah! You get off my phone, Rudy. Bye.
All right,
I love you, bro. Talk to you soon.
love you too.
All right,
Yeah.
bye-bye. Listen. So as we get ready to wrap up today's show, I want to thank Laura Rudy for calling in, for being a part of the conversation, for sharing some very personal and private information, but also understanding what it is that I'm trying to do with bringing some attention to um, suicide, depression, as well as mental illness, understanding what that looks like to and from the eyes of the people that are dealing with it. I don't want to offer any resolutions today because we got a lot to talk about, and we're going to acknowledge that this is happening. We're going to say, hey, these are the things that we're dealing with. Hey, this is what's happening in our community. This is what's happening in my life. This is what's happening to, with, for in me. You get what I'm saying? Like, this is what's going on. You understand what I'm saying? This is that look from my perspective, what I've been dealing with, what's been going on, like that part. You feel what I'm saying? And to be able to take that um from the corners, from the quiet shells, from like, I want to put it out here because that's where it can be resolved. This is where we can hiding our faces from it and dealing with it. Like, somebody wakes up every day and be mad that they still here, mad or frustrated, or feeling like they ready to go to end it all right now because it's too much. Somebody it's that close. You understand? That don't want to do it no more. Don't want to get up and pretend and fake not another second for the sake of you ribbing them, for the sake of you not understanding, for the sake of you being tired and sick and tired and sick and tired of their hurt. There's somebody that you deal with, and if you can't handle it, nobody is forcing you to be available to somebody in a space of vulnerability that you don't have the emotional or mental or spiritual or physical capacity for. Don't do it, but be friend enough, family enough, strong enough, love them enough to say, I see you, I see what you're dealing with, or I have an understanding that you're in a space that I don't have the capacity to help you in. How God, let me try to check out on us in this space because we need you. I need you. And even though I may not know what to do, you know how big of a person it is, and how big of a heart, and how strong it is for somebody to be able to look at you and say, I don't know what to do. That's some brave stuff. Hey, I don't know how. It's nothing to rib, it's nothing to make fun of, it's nothing to think less of you then. It's the thing that you say, hey, I don't know how. I don't know what to do. But I'm willing to help or willing to direct you, or you can even say, I don't know what to do, and I don't have the capacity to help you in this space. I'm sorry. But that's better than, oh man, you ain't such and such, such and such, or ribbing or making somebody feel like they can't come to you. What can I do? And then say, how is it going? Did you find, is it anything, is it something that I may be able to help? Can I help in this way? If you love somebody, if you care, just stop pretending it doesn't exist. Just stop pretending that it doesn't exist. People are dying from suicide. People are getting lost in depression, and nobody pretends to be depressed. Nobody pretends to be broken. They pretend that shit's okay. I want to thank y'all for logging on to blowradio.com. Welcome to Mondays, y'all. It's your girl, JustPatrice. And next week, it's going to get, we getting into it. That's it. We getting into it. And I want to thank y'all for your time. Thank you for your love and support, and for, hanging out with your girl. Because, I'm all for the let's get it right. But until next week, I'll holla.